I really wanted to make a video about how you can still be the best player you can be, even with work, school, parents, and everything else that eats into the time you can play Apex for. Most of us actually do want to be really good. We just don't have the time to achieve it with everything else in life. But what if I told you you still could be as good as you wanted without playing for hours every day? Everyone wants to be good and keep getting better. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do that. I myself have always had this problem. I never throughout my life got to play whatever game I wanted as much as I wanted, and that used to get in the way of my improvement as a player. I squeezed in hours here and there, and eventually, after years of being average, learned how to be a good player without having to grind the game every day. The very first thing I learned was the importance of having a routine, different exercises, practices, and game modes which you play every time you get on. Across almost every FPS game, I learned that this was the formula for a successful routine. You need an aim trainer, some sort of warm-up, a casual game mode, and a competitive one. So for example, in Apex, this is what I would do every time I get a chance to get on. As soon as I open my PC, I launch Aim Labs and Apex Legends simultaneously. That way, I can start on Aim Labs and don't have to wait for Apex to load. In Aim Labs, I do exercises to practice my tracking and flicking that develop my aim overall for about 5 to 10 minutes. This time is essential for getting better aim as well as doubling as warm-up. Aim Labs is free, by the way. You just copy over your Apex sensitivity and begin building muscle memory way faster than you ever could just from a normal game. And after that, I instantly head into the firing range, where I do general warm-up things like shooting dummies and practicing movement tech. I've made a few more in-depth videos you can check out about this if you want a more specific and advanced approach, but in general, this time should be another 5-ish minutes. By the time you finish this 10 to 15 minutes of Aim Labs and firing range, you will have practiced all of the mechanics in Apex Legends. You will have done tracking and flicking, recoil control, movement, and grenades all in a short time, all while getting warmed up for the next thing, which is to play a casual game. I usually like to play arenas because of the constant fights, but normal pubs or any other LTM that might be available like Gun Game or Control works too. This ties everything together and officially wraps up the warm-up time. I recommend not spending long with this, a few games at most. What you really want to spend the majority of your time on is Ranked. Ranked is easily the most valuable game mode for improvement. It is by definition competitive, which is really what you want for getting good fast. A competitive environment will punish you for mistakes and force you to improve, unlike casual. In an intense ranked game, every fight is against players who are at least equal or better than you in skill level. You have to be fully focused and play your best in every fight if you want a chance at winning. The more you play in these lobbies, the higher your rank will go, which will put you in better lobbies fighting even better players. This starts a snowball effect where you will have to continue playing up a level until eventually you're fighting some of the best players in the game. For myself, getting into those Diamond, Master, Predator lobbies is the goal. I feel myself improving way quicker in those lobbies than any time else. It's night and day. Going from a Masters lobby where I'm fighting Preds and pro players makes any other game mode feel easy, because at that point it is. You'll have no trouble doing things like 20 kill games in pubs when you play against the best in Ranked, which is why I recommend making Ranked the main focus of any playtime you have. I know that competing against the guys playing 6 hours a day sometimes feels impossible when you only play 1 or 2 at most, but don't worry, the secret to keeping up is by using the meta. The meta is pretty much what weapons, legends, and strategies are the best at the time. Having limited time to play means we can't spend all day grinding the game, so we need all the advantages we can get over those that do. And using meta weapons and legends especially gives you that advantage. Metas are constantly shifting and changing over time. Every time a new season or new balance changes get pushed out, there is usually a change in the meta, and that means you have to be adaptable and change with it. Sadly, we just don't have time to be stuck in the past. Every time new patch notes come out, I highly recommend taking a look at them, so you can get an idea of where the meta will go and what you should be using. Aside from just using what's working well, you should also be paying attention to what other people are using, and particularly what they're using to beat you. If you find yourself dying consistently to 1 or 2 weapons, it probably means they're pretty powerful, so try them out. Not being able to play all the time yourself means you have to be smart and let other people do the work for you. I cannot stress enough how important playing the meta is to all players, but for people like me who can't spend all day on the game, it becomes essential in leveling the playing field against those who do. If you don't play a lot, chances are you need to develop your confidence in the game. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Confidence is extremely important in winning and improving in Apex and in any other game on the planet. If you are not confident in yourself and your abilities, it will show in your gameplay. You instantly put yourself at a disadvantage when you have an unconfident mindset. People who don't play as much generally are less confident in themselves in fights because they simply have less experience with the game. Make an effort to stop saying things like, "This player is better than me," or "I can't win this fight." It's crazy how far just being confident in your skills can take you. It has been proven that simply believing you will win actually improves the chances you do win. And the absolute biggest thing I want you to take away from this video is that it is possible to be good at Apex and any other game without having to grind and practice all the time. As long as you have the drive and desire to keep playing and keep improving, you will. And since you've watched the video this far, I'd assume you probably do, so don't worry. My last tip is to check out my channel. Believe it or not, it's actually centered around improving on Apex, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find some useful information right away. I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, and as always, leave a comment about what you think. Have a great rest of your day and thank you for watching.